As CuitU players, I think we can all agree that one of the most annoying things to do in the game are chapters. They are always different, always requiring different things, and to be honest, it can become very hard to do. So today I wanted to do with you some chapters. So today we will cover from chapter 1 to chapter 5, and there will be 2 more videos explaining from 5 to 10 and from 10 to 15. One thing I will tell you to do at most is if you don't like the outfit, you don't need to spend most of the time. You can do it with other items, but all you need to know too is chapters release very slowly, so don't rush it because you really don't want to waste jobs. So first off, the first chapter is very easy. It's really to introduce you to the story, to the characters. So it's just Manda and Amy, 2 characters, talking about what Manda did, which she ruined Amy's outfit, and we gotta save Amy. So you're going to put this coat on and this face on, and submitting. For chapter 1.2, you're going to want to dress Manda as a classy girl, so right here, and putting on these shoes. So this should be good enough. Chapter 1.3 will be the chapter explaining to you a new special thing about the game, which is a requirement. So right here it is written sexy, so you're going to right here select this tag, and all you will need to do, you don't even need to make a full look, so you should be having those 2 dresses. So right here all you have to do is select this one and submitting, and it should be enough. Chapter 1.4 will introduce you to Faye, who is the owner of a bar and also of a big company, so we gotta dress her up professionally and it should be fine too. So for 1.5, previously you already did the other chapters, so you should be having this dress and these shoes, and it should be enough for you to submit it. For chapter 1.6, Linda will need to go to the beach, so obviously dressing her up with a beach outfit, and it should be all okay. Chapter 1.7 will also introduce you to a new thing about the game, which are also requirements. So you will need to click here, select simple and chic top, and you will need to buy this one, and then you can simply complete the look with whatever items you have. So I think I'm just going to add the base pants and shoes. And finally, for the last chapter of chapter 1, we got 1.8, and this is Eva, which needs to be dressed as a high school girl, and so we are going to want to dress her up with a uniform, and it will be fine. So to start off chapter 2, so 2.1, the requirement here are formal dress. All you will need to do is either buy this dress or this dress, which are both the same price. Then you're going to add the hair you previously got in the chapters. Let's also buy another top in advance, so this one, because you will need it in another chapter, so let's go ahead with buying it. And finally putting on some shoes to complete the look. For chapter 2.1, we are going to help a dad to be a better parent, so we are going to fix his whole personality, not personality but outfit, and his little kid here. In 2.3 we meet Eva again, and this time she invites us to her concert, and we are just going to put on some basic stuff because we don't need to buy more. For chapter 2.4 we meet Hajime, which wants to dress up handsomely for prom instead of just a dress and all. So we're just dressing up as a male outfit for prom. For chapter 2.5 we meet Hajime again, and they invite us to go run out, so we are just putting on a running outfit. I'm still using items you should have at the time. That way you can relate to my playing and you can use it in yours. So really don't worry about it because you don't need to buy items for now. So let's just go with newbie items. So just put on as much as you can, which fits the theme, and you won't need to buy anything. So for 2.6 it's with Linda again, and this time she gotta attend a Halloween party. So we are going to dress her up as a witch with these items. Chapter 2.7 is the first time we see Rita, who needs to attend her ex's wedding, but she's a very respectful person, so she comes as a guest and not the bride. Don't make the mistake. In 2.8, Rita invites us to her yacht, and all we are going to need is simply this hair and this swimsuit, which you should also previously have gotten. And this should be 3 stars. 2.9 is the chapter where we meet Bobby, which will be then one of the most important characters. So he's an adorable person who wants to adopt a puppy, and so he wants to look more approachable. Be careful because now you can only select 4 modifying thingy and you have 5 options, so be careful to select these ones and submit. And the last chapter of chapters 2, so 2.10, is the chapter where we meet this person, I don't remember the name, and this is the first time we gotta dress a male person, so you don't need to buy anything either, even if it's not on tag. So right here I don't have pants with the tags, so I'm just going to grab the 3 pants we already have. And let's say I don't have shoes either, it's okay because we can select other things, but I think you should have some free shoes already. So let's go ahead with these ones. Obviously some socks if you can, but if you can't, it's okay. And we don't even need to put on accessories, let's put on a face. And you should also have this in your background, which you can add to be sure to fit the theme. So to start chapter 3 we meet Naomi, which is one of my favorite NPCs. I'm a bit mad to her though because you'll see later why, but so right now she needs to be dressed up to go to the workplace, so something formal. Make sure to select only these 4s because you can only switch 4. So from now on, you understood the concept, so please make sure not to buy anything new because you should be having items. Like for example, let's take a hair. you see these are the requirements, and here I'm just picking up the thing that's on top, which fits the most. So this is what fits the requirement as a hair the most. So here when I go into hair, I'm not going to look through every hair. I'm just going to put on the highest one, and it should be fine. So just do it with every category and you should be fine. Chapter 3.3 is when we finally see my beautiful man, the man I love. I love him so much. So Eric, who needs to dress up appropriately to meet his father. In chapter 3.4, we meet Rita again, and this time she invites us to a party which is themed on Bohemian. So here you don't need to buy anything either, you should have some stuff. So for example, this hair, which you should also have for free. This top you should also have. And these shoes, and you should be able to have some leggings. I don't see them right here, these two. And now just completing with what you have. I'm just trying to remember what you guys have at that point in the story, but really you don't need to buy anything new because you have enough. In chapter 3.5 we meet Rebecca, who is a person who loves extravagant stuff, but this time she wants to dress up as something really less extravagant, and so we are going to modify all of these into this look. In chapter 3.6 you will finally be introduced to crafting, so they will require you to craft this, and the cost of it will also be covered by the game itself. And then as a second requirement, they require a formal and simple coat. So unless you were lucky with gacha, you will need to buy a coat, but good thing in the earlier chapter, we bought this coat which fits the requirements. So now we just gotta finish the look. Chapter 3.7 is the start of the most beautiful story of NPCs in SuitU. So Eric and Naomi finally having a date. So Eric, the rich boy, and Naomi, the kind of closed off girly. They are so cute together, but sad thing is in later chapters you will see it doesn't go that well. So right now putting on Eric as a casual boy and it should be good. For chapter 3.8, you will need the Asian tag, so once again, you don't need to spend on it, just put on as much as you can, and it should be good. For example, you should have this dress for free, so make sure to put it on. I don't think you have any coat on theme, so don't need to bother with a coat. For chapter 3.9, we meet a skater who needs to get back into skating. So we are going to dress him up for this. And obviously, Han is Lego Skate. In chapter 3.10, Naomi goes back on a date with Eric. And for this date, she needs to wear this coat, which is also craftable. So this is the craftable coat. It shouldn't cost you too much, but once again, don't spend gems. If you don't have energy, you can simply wait. And for the last chapter of chapter 3, so 3.10 or 11, you will see on the screen anyways, we gotta put beach clothes, so you won't have any free hair. Anything free you will have, I am putting it on. So you should also have these, and finally all you need is this. For chapter 4.1, all you gotta do is put on as much stuff as we can. So as I told you, you go in every category and take the thingy on top, and you shouldn't need to buy anything new. For chapter 4.2, we need to help Rebecca again, which needs to attend a party with an elegant look. So we are dressing up kind of like Rita in her first chapters. For chapter 4.3, one of the most important things is to know if either you were lucky to get this coat in Gacha or you weren't, and if you weren't, you will need to craft this coat. It is not an official requirement like in the requirement thingy on top, but if you want your 3 stars, it's either the coat I showed you first or you can craft this coat here. And after you got the coat, you obviously put on as much stuff as you can, and you shouldn't need to buy anything. No need to rush, you should have enough if you have the coat, and that should be good. Just put on everything that's on top. For chapter 4.4, Rita needs help, so here we put on this messy hair, we put on the second makeup, here the headphones, and finally for the look you select the last one. For chapter 4.5, here we have some requirements, and you should have some free stuff to fit it, so it's okay. You just put on what you have which fits the requirement, and then you can complete the look. For chapter 4.6, Rebecca needs help again. We can only select 3 items to switch, so we are selecting these 3 and it should be fine. In chapter 4.7, this is the first time we are crafting something bigger, so this dress. So this is the dress you gotta craft. It will cost you a bit more energy than what we crafted before, but it will be okay. Like if you start the chapters on day 1, you should be able to finish this dress on day 1 too. Otherwise you can finish it on the beginning of day 2, don't worry about it. So after you put on this dress which you crafted, you can simply complete the look with whatever is on top of each category as usual. In this chapter, so chapter 4.8 I think, we got Eva, so the rock star, who needs her outfit switched because she hates flower. So we are going to switch the hair, the accessory, the dress, and finally the bag. We don't touch the face. Chapter 4.9 is just an usual chapter. You don't need to buy anything. Just as usual, take everything that's on top of each category. For chapter 4.10, Naomi goes back to Japan, I think, and so we gotta switch 3 items. So the hair, the face, and finally the dress. In chapter 4.11, Eric is recording a film, a movie, and this one is quite hard because it really depends on what you have. So either you can get 2 or 3 stars, but I suggest if you don't immediately get all 3 stars, you simply either wait to have more fantasy items or you buy fantasy items. It shouldn't cost you too much because like it may be just buying this hat more or something, and then you will just be able to have 3 stars, or maybe even in gacha you could be lucky to have fantasy items, but really no need to buy a whole set for it. For the last chapter of chapter 4, so 4.11, we meet Bowie again, and this time we gotta dress him up. And as always, you just put on everything you have on top, and it will be okay. So at the beginning of chapter 5, so 5.1, we meet Amy again, so the actress, and she needs to dress up as a housewife, so we are just putting on a cooking outfit. For chapter 5.2, as usual, just put on as much as you can, which is on top of your little outfit list, and it should be fine. This one, you don't need to buy anything. For chapter 5.3, you need to craft this top, which will cost you this much. Then after having put on this top, you should have this skirt. And then one important thing is you won't have any other free items, so all you will need to buy is just these shoes. I think it's these ones, like it will be on top of every item, so I think it's these shoes. It will cost you, I think, 1.5k, but it's not that much, and then it should be okay to be submitted. So for the next chapter, Manda is entering a swimming queen competition. So it's like the usual beauty competition, except you need the swimming items. So you need to change these 3 items. Chapter 5.5 is the same as every other chapters. You have clauses. You just go through everything and put the one on top of everything, and it should be okay. Don't forget makeup, and also don't forget that you have these 2 free items, so background items, so this one and this one, which will also boost your look. So if you don't immediately fit, remember you have background items too. For chapter 5.6, we got Ella, who needs to turn into a princess. So in this one, it's just the bell set. So this one. For the next chapter, Beta has a photo shoot, if I'm not wrong, and in this one she needs cute Y2K shoes, so you will need to craft these ones, and they will cost you this much, so really not that bad. And then, as usual, you just complete with what you have. You don't need to buy, as long as you got the shoes, it's okay. Chapter 5.8, we have Freddy, which is a director, and he needs to dress up well for an award ceremony, I think. So we just dress him in a suit with his award. For chapter 5.9, it's once again either you get lucky or you don't. So you may have been lucky in gacha and so you won't need to buy anything new. However, if you weren't, you will need to probably buy more. For example, we use just the base stuff, so you should have this skirt for free too. And then maybe if you don't have enough, you will need to buy this coat. You should maybe also have a free hair, I'm not sure about it though, but otherwise maybe buy this hair. And then you should also have these shoes from the beginning. And then you just complete. For example, here I have this hat which I can put on. And I'm just putting on as much as I can. And if it doesn't fit, be slow on your spending to try to spend as less as possible. For chapter 5.10, we help a woman go to, I think, a trial for her husband because they are trying to divorce, so we change the face, the coat, and the pants. Chapter 5.11 is, I think, the chapter which will annoy you the most. Because for this chapter, you will need to craft this dress. And this dress is truly annoying to craft because it will cost you a ton of stuff. So it will probably take you some time to have enough, but once again, try to spend as less as you can because it's truly not worth it. And then after you put on the dress, you just complete with what you have. And as long as you have the dress, you should be fine. Finally, for this, as usual, sub-requirement, either you get lucky or you don't and you have to craft. So these shoes are craftable, so you fit the requirement and then you can complete with what you have. And once again, just put on as much as you can from the top of your list. And if you don't have enough, just buy some coin items to fit, but really don't spend a fortune on it. And that was all for today's chapters, so I hope this video was able to help you a bit with chapter 1 to 5. Of course, I will be making other videos for the rest, but not today. I hope it still helped you, I hope you liked it, so make sure to please leave a little like and a subscribe and to come back for more. See you very soon, bye bye!